Oswald. This will be Miss Alving. This is Regina. And this is Pastor Manders. This is Act 2 of Ghost by Henrik Ibsen.
Oswald, are you still sitting at the table?
I'm only finishing my cigar.
I thought you had gone out for a little turn.
In weather like this? Wasn't that Mr. Manders that just went out now?
Yes, he has gone over to the orphanage.
Oh.
Oswald, dear, you should be careful with that liquor. It is strong.
It's a good protective against the damp.
Wouldn't you rather come in here?
You know you don't like smoking in there.
You may smoke a cigar in here, certainly.
All right, I will come in then, just one drop more. There. Where has the parson gone?
I told you he had gone over to the orphanage.
Oh, so you did.
You shouldn't sit so long at the table, Oswald.
But it's so nice and cozy, Mother dear. Think what it means to me to have come home, to sit at my mother's own table in my mother's own room, and to enjoy the charming meal she gives me.
My dear, dear boy.
And what else is there for me to do here? I have no occupation.
No occupation?
Not in this gassy weather, when there isn't a blink of sunshine all day. Not able to work, it's...
I don't believe you. We're wise to come home.
Yes, Mother, I had to.
Because I would 10 times rather give up the happiness of having you with me. Sooner than that, you should.
Tell me, Mother, is it really such a great happiness for you to have me at home?
Can you ask?
I should have thought it would have been pretty much the same to you whether I've been here or away.
Have you the heart to say that to your mother, Oswald?
But you've never been quite happy living without me so far.
Yes, I have lived without you. That is true.
Mother, may I sit on the couch beside you?
Of course, my dear boy.
Now I must ask you something, Mother.
What?
I can't bear it any longer.
Bear what? What do you mean?
I couldn't bring myself to write to you about it, but since I've been at home...
Oswald, what is it?
Both yesterday and today I've tried to push my thoughts away from me, to free myself from them, but I can't.
You must speak plainly, Oswald.
Sit still, and I will try to tell you, I've made a great deal of the fatigue I felt after my journey.
Well, what of that?
But that isn't what is the matter. It's no ordinary fatigue.
You are not ill, Oswald.
Sit still, Mother. Do take it quietly. I'm not exactly ill, not in the usual sense. Mother, it's my mind that has broken down, gone to pieces. I shall never to work any more.
Oswald, look at me. No, it isn't true.
Never to be welcome or never, a living death, Mother. Can you imagine anything so horrible?
My poor unhappy boy. How has this terrible thing happened?
This is just what I cannot possibly understand. I've never lived recklessly in any sense. You must believe that of me, Mother. I have never done that.
I haven't doubt of it, Oswald.
Oh, and yet this comes upon me all the same, this terrible disaster.
Oh, but it will all come right again, my dear, precious boy. It is nothing but overwork. Believe me, that is so.
I thought so too at first, but it isn't so.
Tell me all about it.
Yes, I will.
When did you first feel anything?
It was just after I had gone home last night and had gone back to Paris. I began to feel the most violent pains in my head, mostly at the back, I think. It was as if a tight band of iron was pressing on me from the neck upwards.
And then?
At first I thought it was just nothing but the headaches I used to be so much troubled with while I was growing.
Yes.
But it wasn't. I soon saw that I couldn't work any longer. I would try and start some big new picture, but it seemed as if all my faculties had forsaken me, as if all my strength were paralyzed. I couldn't manage to collect my thoughts. My head seemed to swim. Everything went round and round. It was a horrible feeling. At last, I sent for a doctor, and from him I learned the truth.
In what way do you mean?
He was one of the best doctors there. He made me describe what I feel, and then he began to ask me a whole heap of questions which seemed to me to have nothing to do with the matter. I couldn't see what he was driving at.
Well,
At last he said, "You have had the canker of disease in you practically from birth." The actual word he used was vermula.
what did he mean by that?
I couldn't understand either, and then I asked him for a clear explanation. And then the old cynic said, "Oh,
What did he say?
the sins of the father are visited on his children."
The sins of the fathers.
I nearly struck him in the face.
The sins of the fathers?
Yes, just imagine. Naturally, I showed him that what he thought was impossible. But do you think he paid any heed to me? No, he persisted in his opinion. And it was only when I got your letters and translated them all the passages that referred to my father.
Well, and then?
Well, then, of course, he had to admit that he was on the wrong tack. And then I learned the truth. The incomprehensible truth. I ought to have nothing to do with the joyous, happy life I lived with my comrades. It had been too much for my strength. So it was all my own fault.
No, Oswald, don't believe that.
There was no other explanation of it, possibly, he said. That this is the most horrible part of it. My whole life incurably ruined just because of my own imprudence. All that I want to do in the world, not to dare think of it anymore, not to be able to think of it. Oh, and only if I could live my life over again. If only I could undo what I have done. If only I had been something I had inherited, something I could not help, instead of that, to have disgracefully, stupidly, thoughtlessly thrown away one's happiness, one's health, everything in the world, one's futures, one's life.
No, my darling boy, that is impossible. Things are not so desperate as you think.
Oh, you don't know. And to think, Mother, I should have all this sorrow thrown upon you. Many a time I have wished and hoped that you really did not care for me so much for me.
Oswald, my only son, all that I have in the world, the only thing I care about.
Yes, I know that. Isn't when I am home, I know that is true. And that is one of the hardest parts of it to me. But now you know all about it, and we won't talk any more about it today. I can't stand thinking about it in a long time. Let me have something to drink, Mother.
To drink? What do you want?
Oh, anything you like. I suppose you have got some punch in this house.
Yes, but my dear Oswald.
Don't tell me I mustn't, Mother. Do be nice. I must have something to drown upon these gawning thoughts. And how gloomy it is here today. And this insistent rain. It may go on week after week, a whole month, never a ray of sunshine. I don't remember ever having seen the sunshine once when I was here.
Oswald, you are thinking of going away from me.
I'm not thinking about anything. I can't think about anything. I have to let that alone. Did you ring, man?
Yes, let us have the lamp in.
In a moment, man. It is already lit.
Oswald, don't keep anything back from me.
I don't, Mother. It seems to me I have told you a good lot.
Regina, you might bring us a small bottle of champagne?
Yes, ma'am. That's right. I know my mother wouldn't let her son go thirsty.
My poor dear boy, how could I refuse you anything now?
Is that true, Mother? Do you mean it?
Mean what?
That you couldn't deny me anything?
My dear Oswald.
Hush. Shall I open the bottle? No, thank you. I will do it.
What did you mean when you asked if I could refuse you nothing?
Let us have a glass or two first.
No thanks, not for me.
Oh well, for me then.
Now tell me.
Tell me this. I thought you and Mr. Mander seemed so strange, so quiet at dinner.
Did you notice that?
Yes. Tell me, what do you think of Regina?
What do I think of her?
Yes, isn't she splendid?
Dear Oswald, you don't know her as well as I do.
What of that?
Regina was too long at home, unfortunately. I ought to have taken her under my charge sooner.
Yes, but isn't she splendid to look at, Mother?
Regina has many serious faults,
Yes, but what of that?
but I am fond of her, all the same, and I have made myself responsible for her. I wouldn't for the world she should come to any harm.
Mother, Regina's my only hope of salvation.
What do you mean?
I can't go on bearing this agony of mind alone.
Haven't you your mother to help you to bear it?
Yes, I thought so, but that's why I came home to you. But it's no use. I see that it is, and I cannot spend my life here.
My dear unhappy boy, but Oswald, as long as you are ill like this,
If only it was a matter of feeling ill. I would stay with you, Mother. You are the best friend I have in the world.
yes, I am that, Oswald, am I not?
But all this torment, the regret, the remorse, and the deadly fear. Oh, this horrible fear.
Fear? Fear of what? What do you mean?
Oh, don't ask any more about it. I don't know what it is. I can't put into words. What do you want?
I want my boy to be happy. That's what I want. He must not brood over anything. More champagne, a bottle.
Mother. Mother.
Do you think we country people don't know how to live?
Isn't she splendid to look at? What a figure and the picture of health.
Sit down, Oswald, and let us have a quiet talk.
You don't know, Mother, that I owe Regina a little reparation. It was only a little thoughtlessness, call it what you like, something quite innocent anyways, the last time I was home.
Yes?
She used often to ask me questions about Paris, and I told her one thing and another about the life there. And I remember saying one day, wouldn't you like to go there yourself?
Well,
I saw her blush, and she said, yes, I would like to very much. All right, I said, I dare say it might be managed, or something of that sort.
and then?
I naturally had forgotten all about it, but the day before yesterday I happened to ask her if she was glad I was to be so long at home.
Well,
And she asked me so queerly at me and asked, but what is to become of my trip to Paris?
her trip?
And then I got it out from her that she had taken the thing seriously and had been thinking about me all the time and had set herself to learn French.
So that was why.
Mother, when I saw this fine, splendid, handsome girl standing right in front of me, I'd never paid attention to her before then. But now, when she stood there as if open arms ready for me to take her into myself,
Oswald,
then I realized that my salvation lay in her, that I saw the joy of life in her.
the joy of life, is there salvation in that?
Excuse me for being so long, but I had to go to the cellar. Bring another glass, too. The mistress's glass is there, sir. Yes, but fetch one for yourself, Regina. Well, do you wish to, ma'am?
Fetch the glass, Regina.
Have you noticed how well she walks, so firmly and confident?
It cannot be, Oswald.
It is settled. You must see that. It is no use forbidding it. Sit down, Regina.
Sit down. Oswald, what was it you were saying about the joy of life?
Ah, Mother, the joy of life. You don't know very much about them at home here. I shall never realize it here.
Not even when you are with me?
Never at home, but you can't understand that.
Yes, indeed. I almost think that I do understand you now.
That and the joy of work, they are really the same thing at bottom, but you don't know anything about that either.
Perhaps you're right. Tell me some more about it, Oswald.
Well, all I mean is that here people are brought up to believe that work is a curse and a punishment for sin, and that life is a state of wretchedness, and that the sooner we can all go out of it, the better.
A veil of tears, yes, as we quite consciously make it so.
But the people over there will have none of that. There is no one there who really believes doctrines of that kind any longer. Over there, the mere fact of being alive is thought to be a matter for exuberant happiness. Mother, have you noticed that everything I've painted has turned upon the joy of life? Always upon the joy of life, unfailingly. There is a light there, and sunshine, and a holiday feeling, and people's faces beaming with happiness. That is why I should afraid to stay at home here with you.
Afraid? What are you afraid of here? With me?
I'm afraid that all these feelings that are so strong in me would degenerate into something ugly there.
Do you think it is what would happen?
I'm certain it would. Even if one lived the same life at home here as over there, it would never be the same life.
Now I see clearly how it all happened.
What do you see?
No, stay here. Now I can speak. Now, my son, you shall know the whole truth, Oswald Regina.
What do you see? Mother, I don't understand you. Perhaps I had better go.
No, stay here. Now I can speak. Now, my son, you shall know the whole truth. Oswald Regina.
Hush, there's the parson.
Well, my friends, we have been spending an edifying time over there.
So have we.
Engstrand must have help with his sailors home. Regina must go home with him and give him her assistance.
No, thank you, Mr. Manders.
What? You in here? And with the wine glass in your hand?
I beg your pardon. Regina is going away with me, Mr. Manders.
Going away? With you?
Yes, as my wife, if she insists on that.
But, good heavens.
It is not my fault, Mr. Manders. Or else she stays here if I stay. Here?
I am amazed at you, Mrs. Salving. Neither of those things will happen, for now I can speak openly. But you won't do all that. No, no, no. Yes, I can and I will, and without destroying anyone's ideals.
Mother, what is that being concealed from me? Miss Alving, listen, they are shouting outside. What can be the matter? What does that glare come from? The orphanage is on fire.
On fire?
On fire? Impossible. I was just there a moment ago. Where's my hat? Oh, never mind that. Father's orphanage.
My child, Regina, the whole place is in flames. How terrible, Mrs. Alving. That fire is a judgment on this house of sin. Quite so. Come, Regina. And no insurance.